Welcome to the recap of Fortnite Zero Wars. We start off issue number 5 with the Foundation warning the Paradigm that the IO is retreating, which can only mean their Doomsday weapon is nearly ready to go. Foundation asks Jonesy if the others are in fighting shape, and then Jonesy finally reveals Spider-Man and Iron Man's Zero outfits in the comic book. Quick side note, in my humble opinion, these suits look way cooler in the comic than they actually do in Fortnite. Anyway, Spider-Man comments on having a back bling, and Iron Man tells Foundation he's got respect for this tech and can't wait to get it home, which Foundation shuts down immediately, saying none of the tech leaves Reality Zero. Foundation asks what Jonesy has for Wolverine, and Jonesy says Wolverine wouldn't stop attacking the IO long enough for us to measure him, and Wolverine cuts in and says he doesn't need anything else. When you have a healing factor, armor only slows you down. Jonesy points out the fact that if Wolverine heals, he shouldn't need an eye patch since his eyes should be fine, and he says it was the Imagine's idea. She says it reminds her of when they first met in Madripoor, which checks out, since in the first issue of the Zero War comics, he was wearing the eye patch when they met, and that was labeled as taking place in Madripoor. Next, Jonesy finds Shuri and comments on how she's not wearing the gear made for her, and she says because her clothing is a badge of rank in Wakanda. Not really crucial to the story, but there are hints at a potential future between Shuri and Jonesy here. Wolverine meets the Order, who thanks him for making her sister happy for the first time in 80 years. Next, the Foundation finds a terminally injured Triggerfish, who hands off some intel and asks to be avenged. The intel tells Foundation and team that their weapon, the Collider, will wipe out the island sooner than they thought, using power from the Zero Point. The group comes up with a game plan and gets ready to head out. Iron Man tells Storm and Thor they worked hard enough already and they could take a break. But these two are still ready to charge into battle. Storm even tells Iron Man she'll rust his armor in the most uncomfortable of places just for suggesting that she sit this one out. Next up is straight action as the team is trying to destroy the Collider. Right before the mech can destroy it, the mech gets blasted down and is too damaged to carry on. Paradigm is okay and stops to make repairs. Foundation tells everyone to focus their attacks on the Collider, and Iron Man flies in only for that fancy armor to be useless as he gets yeeted back down to the ground. Everyone looks up to see what blasted Iron Man out of the sky, and Imagine reveals it's Gino. Gunner gets his butt handed to him by the Order, and Sloan orders him to find Dr. Doom. Imagined, Order, and Wolverine decide to attack Gino from below by flying up through the Collider. And on the next page, here's the reveal of Gino's appearance in the comics. His daughters confront him, and he claps back. On the next page, we see what's going on beneath the Collider, and Gunner is telling Doom he's needed for the fight. But Doom betrays the IO and says if anyone should be in charge of this type of imagined order for the perfect society, only Doom is blessed with such a vision, and that someday, Doom will realize that goal. While Gino says he won't be so kind to Logan, he offers to send his daughters somewhere safe to live out the rest of their lives, only for the Order to suggest, we'll send you somewhere instead. Everywhere. And lunges him towards the Zero Point. Gino saves himself for a moment, but collectively they are preventing him from going anywhere. Gino says if they fall into the Zero Point, it'll tear them all apart and scatter their bodies throughout the Omniverse. Wolverine looks at the Imagined and says, "You sure?" To which she says, "Completely." And then Logan anchors he and the Order to the wall, while the Imagined blasts her and her father into the Zero Point. Wolverine reveals to the Order that it's what the Imagined wanted, to be the one to take down her father and allow the Order to live a good life. The Order points out that it didn't work. Meanwhile, Sloan has Jonesy and the Foundation pinned, and Jonesy says she doesn't have to do this. Sloan says, "Surely you have better last words than those?" And he says, "Look out," followed by the mech's fist taking Sloan out just like in the event.
Is she okay?
Paradigm makes a joke about how they could have used a hand as she picks them up with the same mech hand that just destroyed Sloan. Everyone focuses fire on the crystals powering the Doomsday device and then locks eyes on Gino, holding the Imagined as they both fade away. Gino says if anything could have been done to save her, he'd have done it already. All he could do was slow it down. The Foundation describes that they are discorporating at the molecular level, being scattered throughout the Omniverse. Gino uses his final moments to try and redeem himself as the good guy, and saying that he hopes that they can prove that they knew a better way to protect every reality than he did. Gino does some more monologuing as he fades out of existence, and then everyone celebrates their victory. The scientist informs Thor that the Zero Point is now connected to the Bifrost and can take everyone from his reality home after their celebration. Jonesy talks to Spidey about how he's not sure if his family would recognize what he's become. Spider-Man says they'd be proud of him just for asking himself that very question. Spider-Man says he's gotta go because there's a block of New York City missing the sweet sounds of J. Jonah Jameson yelling, and he's gotta get him back. This is a clear nod to the Daily Bugle having been in Fortnite, and it's now gone. I guess the implication is JJ came over here as well? Man, I would have loved a J. Jonah Jameson skin in Fortnite. Jonesy and Shuri part ways on good terms, hinting that maybe Jonesy and Shuri will share a visit one day. Wolverine tells the Order he knows she won't forgive him. She asks, "What reality are you from?" And when he says 616, she says, "Out of respect for my sister, I'll avoid it, but not to cross her path again." Finally, Iron Man and the Foundation say their goodbyes, Iron Man wanting the Foundation to admit that he grew on him and that they're armor bros, which Foundation swiftly denies. Foundation says now they just let the 0 Point heal and try to find a way to send the trapped loopers back home. Iron Man offers a hand, declined by the Foundation, who says, "If we ever need you again, we'll find a way to contact you." The last page of the book reveals at least a couple of different realities receiving molecules from Reality Zero. Molecules that appear to be reforming Geno. If there's any other comics you want me to do recaps on, be sure to let me know down below. Thanks for watching and have a W day.